Welcome to a Drop Tent Media production.
The Porcupine with Adam Nutter.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Thank you for joining another episode of The Porcupine. I am Adam Nutter. What's going on? Thanks for coming and hanging and listening to my nonsense. Real quick, off the bat, just some quick plugs out of the way from me. What's today's date? Fucking 50. Oh, this Saturday, the 18th, I'll be opening up for my boy James Holiva, Lansdale, PA. Don't know where. Check my social media. I forgot. Check my social media for that. Then the 30th of December, I'll be at Rexy's in West Collingswood, New Jersey. And that's it for the year 2021. That's it. So I'll be hitting the road and everything hard in 2022. I've already a bunch of stuff set up. Texas, New Hampshire, Florida, possibly Ohio. I wanted to say California, but California kind of sucks dick right now. So I don't know if I want to go there at all. These band generators, which is crazy. We'll get into that later. Also, if you guys want, it would be super cool if you went and bought a fucking Porcupine shirt. Yeah, go check out that sweet merch. Get your own Porcupine shirt or get your own very own Disobey Your Local Nutter artwork shirt from Top Losta himself. But if you just want the regular Porcupine shirt, droptent.com/store. Shirts are awesome. They are super comfortable. I promise. I have them. So go ahead, get your very own Porcupine shirt. Again, droptent.com/store. And then follow me again at Adam Nutter and all the stuff. And go check out my comedy podcast, Cult of Us. All right, enough of that bullshit. Today on the episode, bringing in my man from Tennessee, the one, the only, Josiah Baker, everybody. Give it up. Yay.
Yeah. I can hear my wife clapping in the background.
I know. Sometimes I just want like a live studio audience just for the fucking intro, and then that's it. Thanks for coming on, man. Oh, and happy birthday for doing this on your birthday.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you for reminding me. You reach a certain age and you just don't keep track.
Yeah, I hit 35 like 3 weeks ago, whatever, like the end of November. And I'm like, I don't really give a shit. Like, I just don't care. Like you know, Patton Oswalt kind of has that joke where he's like 21's like the last birthday you should celebrate, and then just after that, who gives a shit? You're an adult. It's like, you know, he's like, you celebrate 5 birthdays in your life. He's like, the first one, double digits when you're 18 and 21, and like that's it. I was like, that's actually not bad. That should really be it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you kind of count down in reverse. I guess you get some people celebrate your death date. That's probably the actual thing that gets celebrated.
Yeah, but that's the least one.
Kind of morbid to start with.
Yeah, that's the least one you want celebrated.
Or I don't know, the way the world keeps going, it might be, I don't know, looking forward to, not to sound all Blackfield, but
right. Yeah, we'll get right into how sad everything is. Like I was saying, like California just banned power generators, which is fucking
so you know, you bring that up. New York's been that way. Proper Manhattan, when we used to do tours, we would go through, and I mean, you already can't get buses down in there. It's a nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to, like, there's a Walmart across the river or whatever. A guy, you pay him $100 and he takes your gear and drops you off downtown. We used to do the bandwagon tours, and when they outlawed generators, dude, like, everything spoils, including everyone's bodies. It's just, it's horrific. It makes no sense. But,
oh, dude, I mean, I'm from Staten Island wearing the hat, so I get it. I'm a New Yorker. I was born and raised there. I live in PA now, but the thing with that, which by the way, of course, is bullshit, right? Banning generators in Manhattan's fucking nonsense. But like, at least with that is like, there's no room. Like, it's not like in California where they banned it it's not like they banned it in LA. Like the state of California, which has mostly woods and people not living on top of each other, besides like 3 cities, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, so they can't have a generator to fucking to power themselves in case of a fucking earthquake or whatever the fuck they get out there. Not hurricane, but whatever. Tsunamis.
Or their annual blackout power outages because, you know, they don't have enough. You know, it seems like people that really they love laws that make no sense or commands that make no sense. And
well, I mean, it's clearly like just a push for more control, right? I mean, they want you to be completely reliant on the state Like I even heard like a band even like power generators for like RVs that you bring on RVs and shit like that. Like you can't like do any like it's like dude, I
Are they
can't
trying
wait.
to encourage fires?
Yes.
Forest fires?
Yeah, I think that's part of
Campfires?
their
Come
economy
on.
is forest fires. It's like movies, forest fires, and I think pedophilia. That's the three things they thrive on out
In
there.
no specific order. You know,
Yeah. It's just like I can't wait. I was telling my wife this at dinner. I'm like, I can't wait for like LA and New York just to collapse in on themselves because they are just headed that way. And it's gonna be so fucking good. I'm gonna feel so good about it.
dude, I talk to a lot of people, and I feel like a lot of your big cities, man, if anything, COVID has done is it's been like a big squeeze. Like I'm a visual guy, so I picture just making your own orange juice. You squeeze that thing, and the juice, which is all you really want out of the fruit, disperses everywhere else, and that's what's happened everywhere, man.
Yeah.
You're not in New York. I can't tell you how many friends I've had come to Tennessee, and they're like, the whole business model of moving into, LA or New York or even Chicago, that's like 50-year ago business model when you had to make it before Al Gore
Right.
invented the internet. And
Thank you, Al Gore.
yeah, I know, it's an inconvenient truth, but it is funny, man. Like people started to realize, wait, why am I doing this? Why am I subjecting myself to this horrible life of constant urine odor and stepping on needles? And which, if that's your thing, whatever. But yeah, dude, I've not been back to LA or California in general since my last tour, and I don't, unless it's absolute necessity, I don't see why I would go back. I mean, I have a lot of friends there, but that's about it.
Yeah, the last time I was in California was like 2017 or 18. I was out there for comedy. Just like a whole week I was out there, and it was nice because it was free. And like
Yeah.
California is cool. Like, I guess that's a bummer too about what they're doing. That's probably one of the coolest aesthetic states we have in the country,
Oh yeah, yeah,
and they're
man. It's
ruining that
like
for the whole country. It sucks.
it's one of those places too. Whenever you'd roll in and you'd be doing a show or something, the guest list is as long as your leg. You don't make any money, but then half the people ghost you for the guest list because they're like, dude, I get invited. Somebody's playing every single night. I'm going to lose money going to free shows for paying for parking and transit. And,
Yeah.
but it's always one of those, I always have a place in my heart for the industry hub and, stuff there, but it's just depressing, man. It's really depressing to see. I think today I just saw, what's his name? One of those not quite BoomerCon, calls himself libertarian guys, podcast host. He just announced he's leaving.
Oh,
I should
Ruben.
remember. Yeah, Ruben just
Ruben.
announced.
Ruben
Yeah,
just
he's
said.
leaving for Florida,
Mhm.
and he stayed for the long haul, man. He stayed for the pipe dream of Larry Elder, our Christ and Savior. Will get him, and everybody knew it was that was Joe Namath in the fourth quarter throwing a long ball, and clearly didn't work. I don't know why you'd stay, man.
Well, that's that. I mean, unless you're so like again, unless you're part of the cathedral out there, where you're like
Yeah.
some blue pilled celebrity, where you're like, because that's the other thing too. Like all these fucking blue pilled celebrities, they legitimately don't like they're retarded, right? So they don't understand like the true like burden that this is putting on people because they're rich. So like, well, why
Hmm.
would you like? Who cares? Wear a mask. It's like you're in a multi-million-dollar mansion. Suck my dick. Who the fuck are you to talk like that to the regular person? Like it's
Oh,
just
so out
crazy
of
to me.
touch.
It's so out of touch.
It's
So like, but like when Rogan left, and now like all these people are, especially that's the thing too. A lot of these moderate, quote unquote celebrity, whatever the fuck you want to call them, even they're like, yeah, I think I'm gonna leave. like I was with you for even like the shot and the mask stuff and the vaccine, but even those people are like, I don't want to wear a mask again if I'm vaccinated 3 times. Even those people, like that's what I'm saying. So like, what's the push? Like, what is the line that people finally just go like, okay, fuck this. Like even like the most fucking left leaning person, what's their line, or is there never a line for them? I guess that's my question. Like
mm.
I don't know.
It's so what I've noticed. A lot of people too are starting to look at their bottom line because it's not like for people that love a tax base. A lot of your robust tax base is leaving by the droves with the state that already operates off a deficit January 1. And a lot, it being an entertainment hub, I used to go out there to Anaheim for NAM conference every year, which is like 10 million John Stamos lookalikes walking around that used to make music in the 80s. And it's the big, I guess, Comic-Con for the music industry where all the new products unveiled and all that stuff.
Okay.
Used to go to that. They canceled it 2 years ago. They canceled it again this year. And I got a lot of friends that are in that industry that are like on the board or do inventory. And they're like, dude, controlling finance officers just made like bank for the company. And all the companies started looking and going, whoa, we're selling more product now during COVID than we ever did before. We have zero overhead for expenditures for all these events and all these conferences. Why were we even doing that in the past? We have the internet. And so now all these huge companies are really starting to evaluate, why did we even bother doing that? Which it's nice, I guess it's nice for if you're the CEO or CFO of a humongous organization. It's nice to see that bottom line, but there's another big squeeze coming for all those industry cats that have been doing it for 20 or 30 years, and they're going to get replaced by literally a realization that there's not a necessity for it.
I have a buddy of mine. He's a comic. I don't want to say his name because I don't want to fuck up his gig, like his shit. But like, he's a super handsome guy, like tall, like mixed race, like dude. Which I probably just gave it away right there. So who knows? Knows who I'm talking about. Anyway, I'm sorry, but I still won't say your name. I was doing a show with him recently, and he's a very free thinker. He's not a libertarian, but like he's aligns with a lot of what we like. He's not a Democrat or Republican, but he's more of an independent guy. But he's like, yeah, fuck all this shit. He's like all about crypto, all about that stuff. And he was like, he does commercials like for like Lowe's and like he's a model for like all those companies and stuff like that. And he's like, I kind of forced myself to get the vaccine because he's like, you cannot. They don't even. He's like, the question that all these fucking producers and casting directors ask you now, the first thing they go, you vaccinated? Like he's like they don't care about your age, height, race, weight, credibility. They're like, are you vaccinated? Right. Yeah. Any of it. So he's like, I kind of did it because like I didn't, he's like, I don't want to stop what I built up for. I'm like, I get it, dude. I mean, I do understand like that. Like it's fucked up. And that's what we were both talking about. Like it's fucked up how they made him do that in a way where I didn't make him do anything. I understand that. And people be like, we didn't make him. I get it. I get it. Chill.
They didn't make him.
Right. They didn't make him, but like, he's like, hey, I'm making money. I'm trying to support my fucking daughter. He's like, comedy, for him doesn't always pay the bills and stuff like that. So he's like, I did it to better my fucking family's life. And I that's a rough fucking decision to make, and like, I get it. I do get it, but it's fucked up that he got something that he didn't want to get because he wouldn't be able to be a model at a Lowe's commercial anymore.
Dude, yeah, I mean, and I don't fault anybody. Like, I do find it's groupthink is something libertarians love to point and scoff at, and then not realize that oxymoronically they're doing the same thing.
We are the biggest group thinkers out there.
and it's like, look at that guy for not being principled, not daring to step in his shoes and look through life through his lens and his unique circumstances. And that's why, like, it's. Everybody make their individual choice. I'm agnostic. That's my official stance. Is I'm agnostic. I don't care. You do you, man. I'm good. I've already had it. I'm good. I just finished the new Rogan, Dr. whatever his face is episode that came out today. That everybody's been blowing up my phone. Bro, you got to check this out. Signal's blowing up. Discord's blowing up. I think somebody dropped off a letter at my house about it before I got home. I got it. Like,
the British are coming. They're really running down your street like the fucking Rogan had the doctor on. Rogan had the doctor on.
Dude, but I love Rogan, but sometimes it wears me out. I get very tired.
I did see the clip. I didn't watch the episode yet, but I did see the clip of that doctor being like, we were talking about this in 2019 or 2017 or 2016. Like they had comments. Like, he's like, they straight up said what they were going to do. He's like, I have all the proof. Like that was crazy. I mean, this is shit we all said a year ago anyway. Like we all knew it. We just couldn't prove it. And now like a year later, all the proof is there. And still people are like, nope. No, that's why I love that meme where it's like, it's the meme where there's two buttons and the guy's like sweating. And the two buttons say, admit I was lied to or take the 5th booster shot.
Dude, it's and it's one of those conversations like, so calloused having a conversation anymore. It's almost like playing a game of Mad Libs with someone where I can just replace their name and have the exact same conversation and already know. there occasionally you'll come across, and this goes for topic here: vaccine, religion, libertarianism, why pineapple should be on pizza, whatever. You're going to find, I would say if you get a 10% return on at least someone going, huh, then you've done good. I mean, you only got so many calories in a day. I mean, I'm a whopping 34 today, but I've lived in Lemmy years, so that's like 79. And I'm like, you've only got so many calories, so many hours in a day. I look at people and you just got to assess it on the fly and be like, I'm good. I don't have to stop everybody from walking in traffic. It's,
No, dude, you're right. And I think the closer and closer I got to like the tower guys, like tower gang guys, like Jose.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so like, like we're in a group chat together, like me and all those guys, and like we talk pretty much a lot every day and stuff. And like I was just they kind of turned me on to being like, hey, stop arguing with idiots on Twitter who don't value your time.
Yeah.
Like just troll them, because that's what they should be done to, trolled, because they're not like, what I'm saying. And I'm like, oh yeah, like I will have a conversation with anybody who genuinely wants to have a conversation with me and actually be earnest and honest in what they want. But if you're just some commie or some fucking dumb fucking lefty or right winger who's like, just spitting out their agenda and they don't really give a shit to say, I just constantly bombard them back with memes because I don't give a shit. Like, I don't give a shit about your time. I don't value your opinion. I don't value what you have to say because you're a cunt. So it's like, I'm just going to meme you to death until you quit this conversation, or I block. But I block some people, but I mostly mute people and let them just scream into the void, and I have no idea what they're saying.
Dude, I noticed like Twitter, before you get into an argument, I learned a long time ago, or this isn't anything. Go to the person's profile, see how many people are following them, see what they've been posting, and then you're like, okay, the Russian troll bots are true. Why am I bothering? This.
Yes.
It's almost like those old conversations when you were a kid. You called the dirty number, and it would just give you automated voices giving generic responses. It's the same thing when you're arguing with somebody on the internet, and it just keeps going and going. And the next thing you know, you've wasted an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. I mean, not to say that I don't fall prey to that sometimes, because every now and then you got to work out that muscle of, I don't know. I think that's just me justifying still enjoying arguing with people, but you sharpen. I guess iron sharpens iron, but I don't know. I'm too old. I feel too old for this.
So
Sometimes.
Top Lobster was going back and forth today against this guy who names himself the Blue Line Anarchist. And the guy's just a fucking asshole. And like, he has like 44 followers, like no one, and then, Top's shitting on him. And I just posted a meme under their argument being like, oh, it sounds like bootlicker shit to me. And then like he quote tweets my thing, like trying to shit on me, and he got no engagement. And I waited like a while, and I just put like a gif of crickets chirping under that. It's just like, I'm not going to, like, you're not going to hurt my feelings. Like, I don't care what you have to say. The other big thing on Twitter, because I'm a comic, and people, this is how unoriginal and just uncreative like most people are, and like they just don't understand the world I'm in. Like, I get roasted and roast other comics all the time. Like, I am in the fire of getting insulted and being the insultee or whatever, like, I get that world. So these people come hit me with like, oh, you're not funny. What
Good
a great
one.
You got me. Or like,
how long have you been refining that one?
Right. Like, oh, your shows probably suck. Oh man, I guess I won't be able to feed my family now because you said my shows suck. Like, I don't give a shit, guy. Like, you're not coming to my shows anyway. Like, you think I'm relying on you? You fucking idiot. Like,
dude, that's another thing. That's a perfect example of choosing your battles, to put it in Sunday school terms. Assessing the relational value this person actually has. Is this actually going to affect me in any way? Is this going to undermine my energy or ability to earn a living? Or do I just really need to do I just have some emotional diarrhea I need to just let out right now, to keep my own system? Because sometimes that is, man. You can explode on the person bagging your groceries too slow, and you don't know why you did that, and then you're like, oh wait, I've been sleeping 2 hours a night, or you've got your own issues. So occasionally your life will send you those signals of, do I need to get it out? Do I not need to get it out? How do I evaluate that? And I mean, I understand Twitter's that for a lot of people. For me, I couldn't. It absorbed too much time. I started noticing in real world, I was like suffering from actual relationships, actual doing some work, and then doing stuff in the community. And I just had to step back and be like, you know what? I run a few pages. That's all I need to do. And I had to get rid of it. So I commend all you warriors of the Twitter sphere before the great new purge with the new CEO. So,
dude, I lost so many followers in the last the 2 weeks ago one. I was like 60 overnight because there's so many accounts got fucking.
So they did purge all the white supremacists.
Yeah. Well, no, it's funny how you see so the first purge was like all like conservative like GOP accounts, right? That was like the first purge. Then the second purge was like more of those, but also like a lot of libertarian ones. You're like, huh, that's not good. Like, oh shit,
Yeah.
am I next? But Dilly, I also wouldn't have Twitter necessarily. Like if I didn't do comedy and stuff like that, or this, I probably wouldn't even have social media.
Yeah, dude, it's a different marketplace. It's and I think it took a while for people to figure out that. I mean, you had guys like Dane that figured it out back on the Boomer MySpace days. And I remember getting one of those messages. I don't even remember my MySpace login, but I remember saying, "Hey," and him going, do the spiel that he did with everybody, and that was brilliant. It's the same every industry, whether it be the printing press, whether it be social media, whether it be the assembly line. When that new thing comes in, and everybody that's currently in an industry goes, "Oh crap," like the record industry when Napster came out, or with Spotify, it's the comment for the dinosaurs, and that's what it did for marketing firms, and the way they're like a distributor, but also a content creator, and the way they delicately bounce back and forth. I don't care about the legality. Everybody loves to cite, well, it says, this legal document says this, and they can only do this, or they can only do that. I don't really care. I mean, I like to step back and watch the world burn slowly or fast. I don't care. And it's really fun to see people just full spectrum, one day praise what they do, and the next day, cry fire down from heaven on, Silicon Valley. It's just, it's a curious time to be in. I don't think anybody's going to make the right decision. I can pretend to theorize that our corner will, but we're too busy, burning down our own straw huts on our own.
Let me tell you how ineffective the LP is, okay? Because I'm the state board rep for Bucks County, Pennsylvania, right? So for the Libertarian Party. So I have to go to all the state board meetings, either in person or via Zoom, whatever the fuck we do that month. Can I tell you, if it's not a 5-hour argument and we don't get anything done, that's every single one.
Yes.
Dude, last meeting we had, this is not a joke. It started at 12 p.m. and I had to leave around 6:30.
Gosh.
I'm like, I have to go do comedy now. I can't be here anymore. I didn't think I'd still be on this phone call 6 hours after 12 p.m.
And they're only on the second agenda item.
Dude, I wish we even talked about an agenda. We had a whole argument about our executive director because it's shady as fuck. And essentially, we only employ the state of the LPPA only employs one person, and it's this executive director. Okay, He's supposed to be completely unbiased, and just do his job, and then more and more comes out that this motherfucker is like part of the Cathedral Caucus, and then openly was on Facebook being like, "I'm gonna resign and work for them and like help them." And I go, okay, so not only you're not biased, which is fine. I'm a Mises guy, right? Whatever. Most of us are, but it's fine. I don't give a shit. But when you're openly admitting that you're part of the Cathedral Caucus, who tries to dox and harass my fucking friends and myself, you could go eat a dick. This isn't like a difference of a caucus opinion now. Now you're actively committing in like harassment. So we're like, hey, get this guy the fuck out of here. Like he's clearly by, and then now that was a sick, because obviously the fucking base doesn't want him gone because he's part of their team, and,
right.
Still in PA. Unfortunately, up until March, they'll be out of there in March. Trust me, they'll be the fuck out of there in March. But until March, well, they still have the majority leadership in the state. So It got tabled, by the way. Didn't even finish it. We didn't even solve the issue. It just got tabled till next meeting. So 6 hours to get tabled.
Gosh,
Like,
that's a good.
but we want to combat we want to combat the state. Like, it's a joke. We can't even get rid of our own shit.
Yeah, man. I mean, y'all have an interesting situation up there. I've heard, like our we had people from here in the state and here in my county party that went to the Pennsylvania Rocket, and I heard about it from Mike, heard about it from multiple people, and I'm the kind of guy, I'm like, dude, no experience is wasted, and that really, when someone is aggressive, it reveals their hand and their time preference, and it's a clear showing of panic. It's the same reason Republicans and Democrats, you never see them ever give libertarians or even Greens, they don't even bat an eye because they don't view it as a threat until maybe occasionally they'll do a hit piece, but it's the same thing even inside, and it's clear, dude. I've seen it. I watched on the outside. I didn't join the LP, man. I've been a libertarian since, goodness, I don't know, the first got turned on. I grew up a neocon, like focused on family, hardcore Christian. I mean, I'm still a Christian, but like going through the full gambit. And you voted this way because Jesus wants you to, I guess. I don't know. And full like Caucasian Jesus on the wall.
Yeah. And the Lord said, "You must vote for George Bush."
Oh, dude, yeah, the Bush. I remember, and I remember I was living. I grew up in North Carolina. I moved to St. Augustine, Florida. I used to work in this paint shop, and a buddy of mine, he was always listening to talk radio. Man, he was always on the talk radio. He's my age, and I'm like, dude, how old are you? Like, you're listening, and sure enough, every day, it was a guy named Neil Bortz from Atlanta on in the morning, and then I had to listen to Rush Limbaugh, and I was pretty jazzed up neocon, and so I'd listen through the first guy to get to Rush, and Neil Bortz always used to like piss me off because he would bring up stuff and be like, vehemently disagree with him. Well, because that's just not right. And then by the end of the 3-hour episode, I'm like, okay, he's got a point. I don't like it, but he's got a point. And even Neil, Neil was kind of like my gateway drug, if you will, into libertarianism, because I think it was during the '08, or I can't remember if it was the '08 or the '12 Ron Paul campaign, and he had Ron on interview. And I was like, I don't even know what this is. I don't, because, I'm pretty good about like, pick up on, in my former life, I was a master manipulator. And so I got a good BS meter. I can read you pretty good. And I hear this sweet guy, but yet quietly authoritative with his points because he knows exactly what he believes, and
Right.
just you don't hear him speaking politically. And I was like, it blew me away. I was like, okay. And I had voted for Obama the first, in '08, because I was like, hey man, if this is paying penance for the past, or if this is whatever, or I bought he was a great snake oil salesman. I bought it. I was like, dude, like I get the chill bumps when I hear this guy talk about absolutely nothing. I mean, he's selling me a mayonnaise sandwich with no content, but man, he does it good.
Dude, they always said Hitler was a great speaker.
Yeah, dude,
like he was a great public speaker. Like, all the evil people are really good at publicly speaking.
It's so true. It's so true looking back on it. But like I was like, what is this? And it was either vote for him or a guy held together with duct tape and formaldehyde. And I'm like, I can't vote for this other guy. He just, and then Ron picked up steam in 2012, and I was like, dude, this guy's, I guess, the chosen one. And then I kind of viewed it after he got, shafted. I was just like, yeah, politics sucks. I can't do this. And then I voted for Gary Johnson in 16. And didn't, I mean, he was okay. I just didn't have that energy. I don't know where the energy went. And then 2020, it was there. It really bummed me out. Like, it bums me out to see missed opportunity, and I'm a salesman, right? That's my job by trade. I've been a salesman since I got out of high school. So being a salesperson, identifying a need, and in our case, an issue like COVID, and not even crack a tweet till it's well past election season, really bummed me out. I mean, I I voted libertarian, but I was not energetic about it. I remember when I got handed the sign at the rally, I left it there. When I didn't even bring the sign home because it was just like it felt very go through the motions. And I didn't join the party. Man. I didn't join until I was on Facebook, and I noticed this guy that I was Facebook friends with, and I have a ton of Facebook friends from touring metal music and stuff. And I saw this guy, and he was always sharing Ron Paul stuff, always sharing controversial stuff that I agreed with. And I was like, "What, dude? Who are you? Like, why are we friends?" And it was Michael Heiss, and he's like, "Oh, well, do you know this thing that we've got going on?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" I thought I was the only one. I thought I was the only one that was like this. And he's like, "No, check it out. Get added to the group, get introduced, get caught up to speed." And I was like, maybe there is a hope to, that was my gateway of finally saying, okay, I'm going to get in this libertarian party thing. And if no one else is going to do it, I'll at least try, and to be able to, me and my vice chair here in the county, me and Glenn, we went to the Take Human Action Bash, and it was like, there's nothing quite like, I call it feeding your soul, dude. Like being surrounded by an energy, and this sounds really woo-woo. Like I'm not going to break out magic crystals or anything or sage, but like there's something to coming together with like-minded people and like-minded values and revving up that engine, and it's exciting, and you need it. Even a Tesla, you got to plug it in and charge every now and then. Like you need to replenish your energy stores, or else you get weary in well doing, and you burn out and you fade away. And so it's so vital, man, to plug in with your peers and to realize you gotta. God, I hate collectivist language, but we do have to surround each other with that, man. And when someone's feeling, when someone's carrying too much weight, don't be afraid to step up and say, "Dude, I got you." And that's something. It's really tough for libertarians to say or ask for, but we got enough muscle here. If we really want to get this thing where it needs to go, we got to be willing to step up when needed.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like where I'm thinking.
I agree. I mean, like I've been doing a lot of comedy at a lot of Mises events, and like when you're there and like you see like how many people show up and how many people are enthusiastic about it. And then you look at the other side of the aisle, like all the cathedral people. I'm like, oh, you guys couldn't get 40 people in a room together if you fucking tried. And like they're jealous of that, like passion and enthusiasm. And that's why they're always saying we're lying and we're cheating, because they can't drum up the same honest enthusiasm we can. And like seeing that makes me feel like, oh, maybe there is a path to this. But then, like, again, I go to those board meetings, I'm like, now we're fucked. We're never getting out of this. Like, it's such a fucking like diametrically opposed feeling I get. Like, so it's like the scales are just so imbalanced. It's fucking nuts. But
it is weird, dude. Like I was at the LNC meeting, where they strung up Karen Ann. I was one of the people that spoke on her behalf.
That was
dude, I was just like, look, like, I feel like I'm sitting in a hearing during the Obama administration canceling a whistleblower. Like, this is what it feels like. And whether, and I'm like, my thing was this, if the optics of the party and decorum, et cetera, is so vital and important to this body, then you have to understand, whether intentional or not, the timing of doing that to her looks from the outside as suspect and as punishing a whistleblower. Whether that's what you're doing or not, if the optics are important to you for the party, that's what it looks like. And nobody wants to be a part of that. And it doesn't matter. And it was gross, because that was the first rebuttal I heard, was like, well, she's been like this for years. And coincidentally, you just waited to make these motions after she blew whistles on things, or audited things, or took records. Like, the timing, why didn't you do that? You had a million different chances. Why didn't you do it?
Even the whole, like, this whole bullshit lie of like decorum stuff. We're fucking libertarians. We're
have you been to one
supposed
of our
to be
conventions? Like, ugh.
like we're supposed to be the fringe. We're supposed to be like, nah, fuck that. I'm not saying in official meetings be an ass. I get you still have, but like this whole like she said a nasty word, like fuck you, eat my dick. Like try that. You know, it's just so much of this. But it's like anything they could say or do to try to fucking nail anybody. That's why it's like you look at that and you go, oh, you're the establishment. You're just no better than the D's or R's. Like you gotta get the fuck out of here too. All these guys and women got to go. They just got to go. Like there's no way
Yeah.
around. I think Pennsylvania of 2022, that convention, like our convention, I think will shape. This is just my guess. Will shape the national convention arena. So like I think if we could take over PA, I think we take over the LNC. But that's just my
Dude,
guess. I don't know.
I could definitely see it that way. And I mean, as PA goes, the country goes. Isn't that the slogan? If it's not, it should be.
I don't know. I'm for it. I am doing. So here's okay. This is wild. So, I got asked to do stand up at the convention this year. The Pennsylvania. Now, last year I did stand up at the convention, but it was the Mises separate. It was a Mises after party. So that wasn't part of the actual convention. So I got contacted by like LPPA people being like, "Hey, we want to have you do stand up," and I was like, "This is a trap." I called, dude. I called Heist on the phone, and I was like, "Hey, is this a trap to fuck us?" Like, why are they asking me to do? They know who I am. It's not like they,
Right.
they know who I am. They know I'm Mises. They 100% know who the fuck I am. So why are they asking me to do this? And he's like, "No, I think because they still won't take like a Dave or like a Malice or whoever. So they go, I think their olive branch is you." And I was like, "Oh, so should I do it?" He's like, "Fuck yeah, do it." He's like, "Do it, of course, do it." I was like, "All right." So now I am doing it, but I'm still convinced I'm gonna get fucked somehow. Like, this is gonna be like a trap.
Well, dude, so you bring that up. You know what's funny? Like I remember I talked to Robbie and I talked to Lou, and I was like, I don't understand, and maybe it's in the workings. Maybe I'm just naive to this. I don't understand. I personally think we as a party, there's so few of us, and there's a lot of specialization, whether it be comics, whether it be artists, musics, business owners, whatever. And we want to support each other. You want to support like-minded people. I don't understand why there's not an allocation of each state's or the LNC national budgets for internal entertainment of quality. Like I don't understand why, the comedians that are card carrying members aren't
There's
put on
8
a
of us.
rotation.
There's only 8 of
Yeah.
us.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like that to me, that what you spread it around, you give quality entertainment. It's not somebody, I don't know, giving a really bad sleepy speech about a certain obscure policy that, bores everyone to tears. It's actually funny. It's up. I mean, it was flawless at the Take Human Action thing. It was amazing. Everybody was in a great mood. It couldn't have went off, any better in my opinion. And I think that we need that at each state convention. People need to feel jazzed and excited, because it's been a rough go.
It's so weird doing stand up at all like these things because like Tom Woods is there and like Jeff Dice is there and I'm telling dick jokes to Tom Woods and Jeff Dice and they're laughing and I'm like, this is weird. Like, I remember I told a priest fucking joke at the Tom when Tom Woods is in the audience and I remember looking over and be like, is he laughing? Okay, cool. He's laughing at it.
He's either laughing or yawning because it's 9:00. It's like
it's just a weird like I remember it's also my to also introduce myself to these people. I remember like Jeff Dice was at the PA Mises Bash, and I walked over and was like I was waiting for everybody else to go over to him and talk to him, and like at the slowdown I was like, "Hey Jeff, hey, I'm having another very nice to meet you. You laughed at my dick joke. Remember that 5 minutes ago?" That was funny.
Dude, that's amazing.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
Dickie chiming in, telling us he yelled drunk Italian bad words to Tom Woods. Good job.
Dude, that's what happens too when you get a few some liquid, get the buoyancy level up in some of these boys. You never know. I'm actually amazed that everybody was on the best behavior at Fairfax, which it's not like we're on C-SPAN and somebody has to get naked on stage like a typical libertarian get together.
Dude, Fairfax was fun as fuck.
It was, dude.
That was a super fun event, dude. Me, it was Lou and Robbie. That was me, Lou and Robbie were there. Yeah, it was fun as hell, man. That was I'm definitely doing more of those next year. I just like, again, I was talking to you about coming down to do a southern run. I think I'm gonna look into that.
Oh yeah,
which,
man. Yeah.
Which leads me into you being in Tennessee finally 40 minutes in this fucking podcast and talk about what you guys are trying to do down there. And like, I know you're telling me some stuff, so if you want to elaborate on that.
Yeah, dude. So I'm a multidimensional guy. I'm the 3 months in, maybe 4, I don't know, chair of the Montgomery County Libertarian Party. We have an elected Libertarian City Councilwoman, and Trish Butler. She does great. She pushes that city council really hard. And we have a good independent former Libertarian county commissioner in Josh Bill, who does that on the county side. And in regards to internally in the party, I've been listening, and I'll bring up the dreaded Hoppe name of what must be done. And listening, stewing, and realistically, like, I can't take on the state by myself, but what I can do is I've already got a head start in my local party. So, we just announced another county commissioner, Libertarian, Joey Dassinger, announced his run. I've got 2 more Libertarian candidates to run on the same county commission. And my theory is they can't stop us all.
Right.
So my goal is to run at least 5, maybe more, all focused at the commission or city council level, and just overrun these boomer cons. And dude, I'm in a very fortunate, we're military town. So a lot of the military, nobody knows about government waste more than the guy that has to use a $35 ink pen every time he uses an ink pen on base. And we got a lot of good stuff here going here. And then inside the state, I'm ambassador for this group for All Tennessee, and we're nonpartisan. And it was by design. They've been around less than a year, and they did something. I was skeptical at first when I went to a meeting, and they're like, "This is what we've done," and I was like, "You've got to be kidding me," because that sounds like a Law and Order episode, and by the end, it's a happy ending. Like, you're lying. And he's like, "No, here it is." And Justin Cornett and Josh Eckel, the former chair of the state party here, put together this nonpartisan nonprofit, dude, and in less than a year, basically a backdoor ban on civil asset forfeiture. They raised the cap to $10,000 legal fee reimbursements when it was just $600. Wow. And the average civil asset forfeiture case is like $2,000 in the state. So by law of average, it drastically reduces the amount of those cases that take place. They protected local businesses by removing mayors and local health officials from deeming anybody essential or not, even in a state of emergency. And the biggest thing that blew me away was, in my opinion, the best, if not the only, police reform bill. Like, it banned no-knock raids, banned chokeholds, mandatory de-escalation training, mandatory intervention of excessive force of a peer, no shooting and moving vehicles. And when it went to session, it got 0 no votes.
Wow.
Like they basically were like, we don't want to make the news for the wrong things. And this all happened with a group that had 34 members at the time, 34 active members.
Impressive.
Yeah, well, they were. I remember when I first joined the staff, they were like, we only had 34 members. I'm like, dude, you're like the Rambo of lobbying. Like, you went in literally that lean and cleaned house, and it was amazing, dude. Like, there's people that are members that are Democratic Socialists, Libertarians, a lot of Libertarians. You got right wingers in there, mainstreamers in there, people that don't know what they are in there. And it's literally an activist community where everybody takes their shoes off at the door ideologically. It's in the party thing. We focus on the issues, and then all of a sudden you're like, I agree with this guy on this. And it's really cool to be able to, like, single issue coalition build with someone who the majority of the time you would make sure you're at the opposite ends of the room because you just can't physically stand being around them. And it's awesome, dude. It really is. It blew me away. And it's like, I was like, I'm like, okay, this has got to be a Ponzi scheme. What is this? Come on. I'm at this meeting, and he's like, no, this is what you do. It's literally $6 a month. It's $6 a month to be a member.
Right.
And so the cost of a Starbucks coffee, and whether you donate the cost of a Starbucks coffee or the cost of 6 Starbucks franchises, you get 1 vote at the table.
Right.
So the only time I'll say full democratization and not throw up, it is fully democratized. everybody gets one vote towards the issue. You allocate your dollars towards just your specific issue. And dude, we got a heck of a list. That's what I tagged you on the other day.
Yeah.
That's some of the issues that we're looking at. I think I'm very optimistic about Tennessee. Tennessee is it's got a rich history being the volunteer state. And I talked to Michael Bolden actually at the Human Action event. We're getting an influx and a lot of like your old timer, because we're traditionally a red state. A lot of your old time red blood Republicans are kind of freaking out a little bit because we're getting a lot of New York, a lot of LA, a lot of Chicago piling in here. And I view it almost as a win because with the redistricting and certain regions turning purple, there are certain social issues like, decrim, stuff that traditionally people wouldn't have batted an eye at are now like, okay, I guess we need to, if we want to stay elected, we should probably do that, because that's just kind of what is the Malice quote? Conservatives or progressives driving the speed limit.
Yeah.
A conservative is a progressive policy, and a conservative says no, wait 10 years. And that's basically how it works. So that's where we're at now, and we've got all these issues that we're looking at doing, man. And I encourage them. I'm like, guys, y'all got a secret sauce here. We open session next month. Y'all have a secret sauce. I'm eager to bottle it and ship it out to the rest of these states.
Yeah,
because it's a cool formula. I talked to Scott Horton at Freedom Fest, and he was like, "What? I'll clear my schedule. Come on the show."
That's a good Scott Horton impression.
Wait, let me melt into the chair because he's pretty good. He's like, what? There's no way. And sure enough, he cleared his schedule and had us on the following week, and so it's been exciting. And I think it almost sounds like some kind of libertarian scheme, or and everybody's been burned by that kind of stuff. But I was just like, I'm gonna join, and I've got a unique skill set. I'm a salesman. I catch the fish. I pass them down the line to be cleaned and cooked. That's my job. So I try to get people jazzed up, and it's also nice. We as libertarians, I'm a libertarian, and I'm an Oakland Raider fan or Las Vegas Raider fan. I'm used to being dedicated to losing. So it feels nice to get some actual policy things done, and it can be done. That's what's encouraging, man. It can be done. That's the biggest white pill for me is being able to see people come together. As much as the unifying mumbo jumbo as that sounds, people come together on issues and actually solving things. And it's also, I like to tell people, piss or get off the pot. We deliver when we deliver where people just love to campaign, and it's fun. People's issues. Like if you just want to campaign on it, sorry, we're gonna solve it, and that's what we're doing, man.
No, I really like what you guys are doing. I also like the fact that you're electing people, like people are getting elected to like actual positions of power to actually influence change, which is like, fuck the presidency, fuck governors. I mean, it's all about local shit, dude. Like the more local you go, the more you'll get shit done. Like I've been noticing that over the last year, more and more and more. I also, again, like I said, I like that you're actually going after like city council and stuff like that, because in fucking PA, dude, have you heard of the Moulton maneuver? Has that gone to you yet? Okay. His name is this guy Chuck Moulton, who's whatever. He's fuck him. Fuck him too. And essentially, he's like, the whole idea is, run libertarians in every open seat possible, like auditor, general inspector of elections, whatever the fuck it's called. And that, so like we have, as of now, 154 elected libertarians to the PA, which is the most in the country. Now that sounds impressive, but it's not. It's not, because when you look into it, it's like, I won auditor that no one ran for. Cool. Tell me right now how auditor of fucking Bucks County is going to help influence liberty in the county. Go. Oh, you can't? Right. So shut the fuck up. It's like they love that. They love dude. They suck the dick of the multi-maneuver, like the fucking establishment here. And I'm like, I'm not saying don't run an unopposed don't run an unopposed spot. I'm not saying that. But the amount of time and money they're just so focused on that, and because this is what they like to do. They like to go, look, we got 154 elected, the self on the pat on the back thing. Hey, man, It means nothing, though. It means nothing. 4, 5, maybe 20 of those actually help. Like a guy in Bucks County, he actually got on the school board, which is great, right? Because like he could
Yeah.
actually influence. Like, now, fuck this man. Like, that's great. That's important. I don't give a fuck about auditor or inspector of election. I don't give a fuck because no one's going to the inspector of election to be like, hey, how do you feel about gun rights? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not. It's just fucking stupid. It's so dumb.
Yeah.
And then their biggest thing in PA against us is like, you guys don't even want to run candidates if you win. You just want to talk about messaging. I'm like, no one said that. No one said that. We could do both.
Dude, some of these people can't chew gum and walk. Like
I know.
it really like. Ironically, I'm looking at it from a pragmatic sense. Okay.
They're not a
pragmatically
caucus
speaking-
anymore.
Yeah, that's true. But I'm not. I mean, I had friends, you know, and I still have friends that were, you know, that's whatever. I'm friends with everybody, but I'm Switzerland. But like, pragmatically speaking, you take your wins where you can get your wins, and you should be able to walk and chew gum at the same time. You can have really good, passionate, inspiring messaging, and be really good at running campaigns and getting elected.
Right.
And I, you know, one of the things is people, let's be serious, people only pay attention until recently, I would argue, they only pay attention in those 4-year cycles. So you need a strong presidential campaign with solid libertarian messaging by law of average to get the swell of dissent from everybody. But now we have this unique gift of regimes where now, yeah, you've got people storming the gates of the school board meetings, and you've got soccer moms dedicating to pull their kids out of school and run for local office. You've got this, and it's a unique, really good time. I mean, one of the guys that I'm going to run as a candidate he was a Republican, and he's like, dude, I'm tired of it. Like, I'm tired of taxes going up. I'm tired of the spending. Like I might as well burn my wallet on fire. I'm so tired of it. These people don't follow through on anything. I met with him, and he's like, I'm agreeing with everything you say. I'm like, I know this. You know, it's not hard. All you have to do is I'm a huge proponent of what you say is not nearly as important as how you say it and when you say it. And by that, I mean, you need the messaging to be effective, and you need it, you know, it's the honey vinegar thing, I guess. You knowing how to say our message in a relatable way to a normie who, if you want to get elected, you have to communicate with. You can't just come full, you know, unabridged Rothbard book upside the head, the school board mom who literally has one issue on her mind, and it's her kid. Like it's not, you know, time and place. I love those books. I'm re-listening now to Conceived in Liberty series. Okay, I love it. That's over here. If I want my community to be more libertarian, I do need to, like you said, take the seats that have the bigger ink pen that actually affect local policy. And in order to take the policy, you got to get people in those seats. And knowing when to have certain conversations and who to have those with is important. You and me, we are qualified to have internal Mises Caucus debate over strategy within the Mises Caucus.
Right.
Me and my mom are not qualified to have that conversation, man. It's two
Right.
different wavelengths. And libertarians are the worst about not knowing what frequency they need to be tapped into. And they waste energy and they turn people off because of it.
Dude, I'm guilty of that myself, and I'm trying to get better at it. Because, like, because it's kind of like that. Like, we know too much, and I'm not trying to be like a cocky asshole. I don't mean like we're like our IQ is like fucking too. I just mean like we understand history and we understand politics. We understand trends of politics and history.
We're impatient.
Together. Right. So it's all those. So we're like again, my wife and I were talking at dinner today. I was like, remember when I looked at you in March of 2019 and I was like, this is never going to go away. This all go with. I was like, I was right. Not because I'm a fucking genius at all. I'm retarded. But like, I just know this. I know history, right? And you look at history and you go, when has power ever given itself up without violent revolution? Oh, never? Okay. It's like literally never. Oh, okay. Never, ever has it once. So we know all this shit. It's like the man who knew too much type of thing.
Yeah, it is.
And that's why, like, I love the LPNH Twitter handle. And I think we need that extreme punch in the mouth people, but we also need people to be like, that's true, but here's how we could do it in steps. Because like LPNH would be like ban all public schools, and they're right. But we know that. But to tell the average person, hey, ban all public, they're like, what? like I don't want. Why would you do that? And you're like, well, because it's evil and it's a monopoly of violence and it's a monopoly of education, whatever. But you got to break it down to like parts for people, and that you can't just be like, what are you retarded? Pull your kid out of public school. Like it's not going to work on the average person.
Dude, I called Heiss a few weeks ago. We do these weekly Liberty meetups in Nashville, and I called him before going in, and I've been thinking about it. The old Rothbard quote about the Rothbard button quote. Would you push it so fast? If the button's in the state or whatever, would you push it so? And I was like, dude, something that I've never heard the context of is what does that button look like? What does it look like? What does that experience? What if that button looks like something we don't deem it to be? I mean, what if that button is a process? What if that button realistically in the real world, yes, the end game is we want the state gone, but what if we have to put in the work to unravel it? You don't take a ball of yarn and set it on fire if you want all the string. You have to unravel it and make it usable again. And yeah, I'm an ANCAP. Absolutely, I'm an ANCAP. But if we can just get to that, realistically get to that 5 or 10% difference, I'm willing to have that, argument. But I just want us to be able to, make sure the mayor can't shut down the mom and pop business down the street again. Let's start there. And once again, this is me and you having a conversation. This is a conversation I'm not going to have with my coworker because he wants to talk about, hey man, did you see that Dolphins touchdown? He doesn't care about anatomy of the state.
Right.
No matter how many times I recite it to him in my nice Southern accent, he couldn't. If he cared any less, he'd be dead. Like I have to realize that. I want him to know that. Maybe I'll find my angle in, but that takes timing and that takes effort. And right now, I got to start where I'm at. And that's what we all have to do, man. And this is edifying. I'm a ministry background guy. This is an edifying process. Don't forsake the assembling of the states or the states. God no, the assembling of the saints. That's what I'm talking about. You got to get together. There's an energy that we do, whether it be through podcast form, whether it be through stand-up sets, whether it be through getting together over drinks, whatever.
Right.
We've got to come together, and it's and I say come together. We need community, and I'm really amazed, man, at what I got to give. Super kudos to what Mike and Jeff put together. I'm very, very humbled to even be a remote, small little dot on that, and I'm really excited about what we got going forward. And I recommend everybody give us a shot. Put it this way: all the stuff that I've heard, I'm half Mexican.
Yeah.
Involved in something. If this was the the whites only league,
yeah,
it couldn't be further from the truth.
Well, that's the other annoying lie. I gotta argue when I see when I don't know. Did you see the Mises documentary they put out about the PA convention and all that shit? That fat fuck. Wow, what's his? I didn't want to. You know what? Fuck his name. His name's not important. When he stood up in the middle of the fucking actual convention and was like, "Well, that side of the tent's full of racist white men," and I look around, and our side, the Mises side, had all the women who were hot and all of the people of color. Then you look at their side; it's a bunch of angry white dudes. Not us, them, and a bunch of frumpy chicks. And you're like, you're all white. Who the fuck are you to tell me that we're racist? I'm like, and when he said that, we had, I don't want to blow up this guy's spot, but like we had a Hispanic guy with us. He's like, how can you say that to my face? I'm fucking Hispanic, and because I disagree with you ideologically. I'm a racist white man now. Like he made him look like such an asshole, and like he pulled him aside and talked to him, and he just fucking made him look like such a dick. And I was like, yeah, these people are fucking trash. Like they're lying trash is all they are. And all they can do is spit out lies and fucking bullshit. When again, look at the fucking tent. Everyone, I encourage you to go to the Mises Caucus Liberty YouTube channel and go watch that documentary. The whole left side of that tent is pretty much Mises Caucus, and it's all the diversity, all of it. That right side is a bunch of fucking angry white people.
Yeah, and it happened naturally. That's the beauty of it.
Yes. Yeah.
That's watch it.
Watch it.
I will argue with people on that too.
I'm on there very briefly telling a dick joke.
Of course.
I'm on there very briefly. Not my name, just me telling a dick joke. They did not put my name. I was like, what the fuck, guys? You could have gave me that shout out, cunts.
Of course, that's his last name.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm just over their fucking. I just want them to lose for all the obvious reasons that we want, right? Like to better the fucking party, to better our advancement towards liberty. I also want them to lose because I hate them and I want them to cry about it. I want to see their autistic screeching. I want that. I also want that too. I could want all of it. I could want all of it.
Yeah, you can take the whole cake, I do suppose.
Yeah, but before we wrap it up, anything else in Tennessee you got going on that you really want to promote? Like anything, other big things that you guys got going on down there?
Well, let's see. We gotta get you coming to do a set soon.
Oh, definitely. I'll bring down my boys.
Yeah, we got a strong group. Shout out to my buddy Casey Sable, the original singer from Periphery. He moved to Nashville with his fiance. We do weekly get-togethers. We call it, I guess, Whiskey Church. Every Friday we get together at his place, and it's all full spectrum Liberty Monk. You got your agorists, your ANCAPs, your minarchists, your people that don't know what they are. And it's growing. There's Tom Woods has a very faithful following here that I'm in as well, and it's like it's swelling, dude.
Are you closer to Nashville or the other big city? Oh, Jesus Christ, Adam.
So
I'll get it. Hold on. Nashville and hold on. What the fuck's the other city you guys have? Jesus Christ.
We got Knoxville. We got Memphis. We got
Memphis. It was Memphis.
Yeah, Memphis.
Thank you.
Memphis is a good 3 hours away. I'm 40 minutes north of Nashville in Clarksville, but I work in Nashville every day.
Well, I'm dying to check out that city. I've always had. I don't even like country music, but my wife does. I would bring.
Oh, you don't have to.
Going down, but I did. Town looks fucking fun as fuck. But yeah, I would definitely we definitely come down there and set up like a Mises comedy show or something like that.
Yeah, dude, we'll do it. I've already got confirmation from Georgia, and of course I didn't call Kentucky this week because the Naders came through, but so they're doing the cleanup. But
right.
Yeah, dude, we're kicking it here in the volunteer state, and it's only getting better. So,
dude, fuck yeah, man. Plug all your stuff before we get out of here. Anywhere anyone wants you to follow or any of the Tennessee stuff, please let people know.
4alltn.org. That's the For All Tennessee website. If you want to check it out, scope it out, hit the issues, fill out the survey, donate, join, etc., etc. That's my really only plug. And I'm on the old fake book and in the Discord for the caucus. Until next time.
Awesome. Guys, you know where to find me at Adam Nutter, all stuff, social media. Check me out on the road soon. Again, go listen to The Cult of Us, my comedy podcast. And of course, Porcupine is available everywhere. Josiah, you're the man, dude. This was fun. Don't leave when I kick you off. We'll talk after. But this is it. Another episode of The Porcupine. Everybody, thanks for listening. Peace.
Thanks for listening. Find Adam on social media, Twitter and IG at Adam Nutter, or Facebook and TikTok at Adam Nutter Comedy. And for podcasts and merch, check out www.droptent.com. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe so you never miss an episode.
This has been a Drop Tent Media production.